pretty much all the above. I mean, I love the planning of the trips. I love getting out there and doing the photography, whether it's sunny or rainy or overcast or cloudy or whatever it may be. And then coming back and taking those images and finding an image that just knocks you over. It may not knock everybody else over, but if I'm happy with it and I like it and I think it's a piece of art versus a generic photograph, I'm a happy camper. I started out with my vintage New York stuff, which I've pretty much come back to, but in between that, I did about 7 trips to Africa. I just go to photograph, not to conduct tours or trips or anything. And I'm coming back sort of full circle to doing photography in the United States again. The challenges that I face as a photographer, the top one would probably be critical acceptance. Having people look at your art, your photography, not so much as just photography, but as it really is an art form. That's difficult in today's environment where everybody's a photographer. Everybody has a camera. So you go out there, or I go out there, and I go to these little places. I take these pictures, which some of them are, I think, pretty extraordinary for what I'm doing and where I am. And people will walk in and go, oh, I have a picture like that. You know, my son took it on his iPhone. That's the biggest challenge. It's getting people to appreciate and understand what you're trying to do. Generally what I do is I will take some paper maps, I'll spread them out on the floor, and I'll start to look at all the little blue roads, the blue lines, that are as far away from the interstate as you can get. I look for communities, towns, whatever you want to call them, under 500 people. And those are the kind of places that I isolate. And what's interesting is the smaller they are, it seems the more time I spend in them. Come back with literally thousands of images, and then the editing part begins. That's probably, the photography part's the easy part. Planning the trip is really the fun part. Editing your images down to a usable, cohesive display, that's the hardest part. And you have to take those 5,000 down to 26 images. That's my target. When you go through them, you have to make sure that that 26 tells a story. Would I recommend being an artist? I've been very fortunate that we have had a lot of sales at the Sawdust. We've had people who collect my work. We've sold some pieces to some very interesting people. But is it for everybody? I don't think so. It can be very trying emotionally and mentally. If you have the ability to do it, it can be very rewarding. My name is Krupnick, and I am a photographer.